Namato Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening, everyone. So today is Wednesday, the 2nd of December 2020, and this is Ajahn Sujan from Aberdeen, Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you tonight. Tonight, particularly, it's a very good news, and everybody is reading, and everybody probably talking about it. It's about Pfizer coronavirus vaccine. It is said that one of the first countries in the world to rule out for this coronavirus vaccine. Possibly next week it is on available, and the NHS is going to distribute to the people, particularly those who are working in the NHS health sector and those who are vulnerable to start off with. It is suggested, it is said that this is the well ahead of America and Europe, and relatively it is appear that much safer and much cheaper and easy to transport in different places. Obviously, every vaccines has got the side effects, and it is based on each and individual's immunity system. So some of the side effects probably may last longer, and some may not experience it at all. And furthermore, this virus, as I have understood, you have to take two jabs. First jab, you will be given the second jab after the first one in about a month later. And the effect will take another around month. And it suggests that how quickly the technology has improved and how fast we managed, or this new technology, medic technology, has managed to produce such in a limited time. But the medics have suggested that it is not the first time that they have got this information, but they have been working on so many other flus and pandemic in the previous incidents, and as a result of that, the technology has developed, and which has helped to produce such in a small period of a time for this COVID-19 vaccine, Pfizer. It's a very great hope. Possibly it is like a Christmas gift for the whole world, and that everyone can feel some form of a hope and a comfort during this time of a Christmas, the time that everybody would be enjoying and getting together and obviously having a family time. Nevertheless, although there is this hope, be mindful and be cautious as you go around and again meeting with the people during this time. Although vaccine is there, doesn't mean that you are vaccinated. You are still prone to infection and get ill, and which may cause for the death. Obviously, it doesn't matter whether there is a vaccine or not. End of the day, we cannot deny that we have to die. But this vaccine simply gives us further another couple of years to live and see how terrible this world is. And some would enjoy this time that is left and do the good things for themselves, beneficial actions for themselves, and then also would spread the kindness and compassion with the wise and skillful ways to the world, to save the world to be a better place to stay. And in the meanwhile, some would use it unwisely, unskillfully, and destroy the world. And as we have seen that over this pandemic, since this early year, we have very little news or information about any war or any conflict between one country or another, or one ethnic group to another ethnic groups. Everybody is worried about their own life, and everybody is simply thinking about how to keep their life safe. And with that, so much conflict has gone down, and so much fighting has cancelled, or just didn't happen. But with this vaccine, obviously these conflicts and ethnic minority conflicts, or between ethnic to ethnic, another ethnic group conflict, or a fighting and a war, again will emerge with this greed and a hate that possessed by one another. And this, if everyone can take this as a lesson, that how vulnerable we are and how much we are worry about our own life, and each and individuals worry about their lives. So rather than causing troubles or finding ways to bring the conflict and a war and disruption and conflict that brings much destruction and unhappiness in the people and the countries and the societies, hope that they would have wisdom to stop and not will encourage such activities in every form, and rather promote the social harmony and peace within their community and within themselves, and also in the world. So in a way, this vaccine is a hope for so many, but in the meantime, another form of a conflict is about to emerge. So it's the time that we all need to be mindful of. And obviously this life is very short. We will live not more than probably 80 or 90, maximum would be 100 a year. There are exceptional people who lived more than 100 years, but the majority would live probably 80 or 90s with this good medical services. And comparing this 80 years of a time on this world, according to the Buddha, this is a very short life that we have. And this is a one-off the many hundreds of lives that we have lived in the past. And with the ignorance of not knowing what should be known, and with the greed, hatred, and delusion that is like a demon possessed our mind, causing us to reborn in many eons of a lifetime in the future, until we able to completely awaken ourselves and are free from this greed, hatred, and delusion, and finding the ultimate happiness of Nibbana. So that is the goal in Buddhism, or this is how it is explained. So that's why, as a human being, is a very short life that we have, and we, rather than thinking of benefit, only self-benefit, and causing a lot of troubles to so many others, that we better be mindful that how vulnerable we are, how vulnerable we are. So our life, and obviously when we look at the any religious faith or religious groups, we understand that there is a heaven in the sky, and there is a humans in this on this earth, and there is a hell. The concept of the hell is there too. There is a concept of a heaven and a hell. Every religion and every faith, and this is again a way of encouraging people to follow certain rules and regulations that will not violate and will not be punished in the future lives. And these are the means of ways to keep the society in harmony. But as the materialistic world, or we become so materialistic in this modern world, plenty or maybe many people are simply do not understand or do not believe the concept of the hell and heaven, and that's the another form of the conflict, and that has got with the concept of a religion and this modernity, particularly the science. And here again, when we look at this concept of the hell and the heavens, we can see in two ways. One is a theistic religion, and in that theistic religion, there is a concept saying that if you do good things, after you die, you will be waiting for the judgment day, on the day when the God, the Creator, will be defining you whether to reborn in the heavens for the eternal. And if you have done any bad things, again, after death you will be waiting for this judgment day, and the God will define or give you a punishment, eternal hell. And that sort of a concept is there. And whereas in Buddhism is little bit different. There is no place of waiting, and there is no place of there is no concept that someone is going to punish you to or judge you to be in the heavens or hells. It is basically immediately after you have given your destruction of this life, you will be reborn immediately in the next world. And in this cosmology, according to the Buddha's concept of the hell and the heaven, Buddha clearly mentioned that there are two ways of looking at it. One way is like a space, the physically existence, and another way is psychological existence of this heaven and hell. And in terms of the psychological heaven and hell is in our chest or in our minds. It's a psychological thing that once you have done something grievous, and then you will be experiencing this trauma and a hellish life, like that. At the same time, when you are doing something good, and you will be rejoicing and happy and living in a happy life. So it's all down to our mind. So that's why this is the one way of looking at it. And in modern time, it appears that a majority of scholars would explain in this psychological term of a hell and a heaven, rather than a scriptural concept of a hell and a heaven. But again, when we look at it, we can't deny that the concept of the existence of these realms. But the difference is that in Buddhism, you are the responsible person to be reborn in those stages. And the lower heavens, and then again in Buddhism, they are basically divided into three different heavens. One is called Kama Bhava, and which again in this Kama Bhava there are again six stages of heavens. And this Kama Bhava, Kama means essential, and Bhava means the existence. In this category, the beings are categorized in this way of influenced by the sensual pleasures or senses, basically 5 senses. And with that, there are 6 type of heavenly beings, basically 6 heavens, starting from the guardian gods, and then Tavatimsa heavens, Yama heavens, and the Tusita heavens, Paranimitta heavens, like that. There are 6 essential existence. And when we look at that 6 heavens, stages of heavens, in Hinduism there is a Lord Indra, and as one of the gods, one of the deities exist in Hinduism too. When the scriptures, Buddhist scriptures, only speaks about the Indra, the Sakadeva, quite a lot as the king of the heavens, and he resides in the second level of heavens, not on the top. Whereas in the Hinduism, the Indra or the Saka deity is not the supreme or the king. He's one of the deities, simply one of the deities. Further on, there is called this Tavatimsa heaven is known as there are 3 Koti, means 3 million, somehow around, the number is not sure, but it says that 3 million deities living there. So like that. So this is again, is the concept of a heaven. They are so quite difficult to ponder and difficult to explain. Firstly, I'm not sure whether I have been to those heavens, but although when I was born, traditionally there is a tradition of writing your a birth certificate, and in that birth certificate is written that my previous life I was in the heavens. So that's why I was given the first name was a Deva. And I'm not sure whether I was a deity in one of the heavens, which I haven't experienced yet. And actually, according to the Buddhist meditation techniques, it is suggested that if you got certain stages of meditation, you will be able to communicate with them, on which hopefully I can do in the future, but not now yet. Okay, so like that. Okay, so that's the heaven. And then there is a second level of a heaven, is known as Rupa. Rupa Bhava, or Rupa Brahma. And this is a little bit of a higher stages than the sensual existence. And this Rupa Bhava, basically, according to the scripture, suggests that someone who has been meditating and attained the absorptions, the jhanas, and basically mind is so concentrated and attain the jhanas, and by attaining that jhanas, and if they died while they are in the jhanas, then they will be reborn in this Rupa Brahma. And there are furthermore, within this existence, there are furthermore another 4 or 5 existences known as pure abode, and which is again known as sometimes known as pure land and pure abode. And this land, this existence is purely a stage of someone who has attained the non-returner, according to the scripture, that it is the place that the non-returner people or beings will be reborn in those realms, and then from there they will attain the arhat and will attain the nibbana. Okay, obviously, I believe that you understand the non-returner is the 3rd stage of a noblehood. It's called anagami, and the 4th one is the arhat, and arhat is the fully enlightened one. And obviously, once you are fully enlightened, then there is no such space or such stage that they will exist. Okay, so that is the 2nd stage of the heavens, and the 3rd one is called Arupa Brahma. Again, the 2nd one is Rupa Brahma. In that, normally perception does not work much and does not count there. It's beyond the 5 senses understanding of that heavens. The 3rd one is called the Arupa Brahma, means simply formless, the formless abodes. And these formless abodes, again, divided into 4 different stages. And this, based on these 4 different stages, simply because of the attainment of a higher jhanas, this infinity of space, an infinity of a consciousness, and infinity of a nothingness, and nor perception, neither perception nor non-perception stages. So these are the 4 higher absorptions that one can attain through the practice of the calming meditation, or known as a samatha meditation. And as you develop on this samatha meditation, gradually you will be able to attain the jhanas and worldly jhanas, and then from worldly jhanas you will be attaining the formless jhanas. And this formless jhana, so in both together it comes 8 types of jhanas, and this 8 type of jhanas, once you attained, known as you have attained the samapatti jhanas. And in this stage, it is said that someone can sit down and meditate for hundreds of years. For hundreds of years. But after realizing the bodily need, Buddha simply allowed monks to enter in this 8 jhanas only for 7 days. And after the 7 days, and then they have to release themselves from the jhanas and come out. And the same thing during the attainment of parinibbana, the last destruction of the 5 aggregate of the Buddha, he attained this 8 jhanas. So basically he went through the jhanas, and then went through this neither perception nor non-perception stays, and from there he released. Okay, but someone who hasn't attained the arhat, or the destruction of greed, hatred, and delusion, but able to attain the stage until these four, one of these fours, suppose understand or attain the stage of what's called emptiness, and the nothingness, or nor neither perception nor non-perception stages, then after they have passed away, destruction of this five aggregate, then they will be reborn in those heavens called Arupa Brahma. And because of their lifespan is so long, so long, that they will see the arising or construction of the universe and then destruction of a universe. And some would have seen hundreds of times of a construction of the world and then destructions of the worlds. And as a result of that, there are some examples occur in the suttas saying that some of these beings, those who are reborn in that stage, thinking that they are the creator of certain universe. And again, this is how I normally see that in the Hinduism, the Atman, their concept of Brahman is basically that sort of a knowledge that is passed on through the attainment of the Samapatti jhanas, and take it as the ultimate goal and a unity on that, whereas the practice of a Buddhist meditation is destruction of that itself, because it doesn't matter in these three stages or three levels of a heavens, once one reborn in that, there is still bound for the impermanence, and then bound by the death in one way or another, as soon as their karma finished, then they have to die from those realms, whereas attainment of Nibbana is beyond this dying and returning into the samsara. So this is the third part of the Anupupi Katha that I started a few days ago, and further on another two topics to go on this particular topic. So I end here for tonight, and thank you very much for listening. So tonight is on the concept of the heavens. So wish you all the best. May you all be well and happy. Take care. May the Buddha Dhamma Sangha bless you. In a few moments time, we're going to have evening chanting and guided meditation. You're most welcome to join with us. Until then, thank you. Sadhu.